Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of those games you replay every 5 to 10 years because it just keeps getting re-released. No matter how hard we try to let it go, we can't. The boss's sacrifice, Eva's breasts, and the overall themes of Snake Eater have stuck with players for decades. Out of all the games I see people talk about online, whenever the question comes up, which game made you cry the most, the answer is almost always Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. There are plenty of interviews with David Hayter, the voice actor of Snake, talking about how grown men have cried the moment they got a chance to meet him because his performance and his love of the series resonates through the games and into the players' hearts. So with all that being said, let's answer the actual question right away. How hard was it to get the Platinum Trophy for Snake Eater Delta? Not hard at all. You'll run into a couple of bumps, most notably the kill list requirements against the Pain and the Fury, but outside of that, the Platinum Trophy isn't particularly difficult. But with that being said, I might be biased. I am absolutely one of those players who replays this game in their head weekly, and I've absorbed an unhealthy amount of information about it since the day it originally came out. But by modern gaming standards, it's fair to say the Platinum Trophy for Delta isn't that demanding. If you're looking for a serious challenge, it's not here. If you're looking for a relaxed replay of a classic game at a casual pace, then yes, please pick up the Snake Eater Delta. Whenever I go for a new Platinum Trophy, the first thing I do is try to predict the trophy list before actually reading it. And with Snake Eater, everything is exactly what you'd expect. Foxhound rank, no deaths, no alerts, don't cry, hit all the frogs and ducks. There's nothing here designed to throw you off, just a trophy meant to make you throw up. That wasn't a joke, that's an actual trophy requirement. The point is, sometimes there's that one Platinum Trophy that causes the entire internet to melt down, where everyone is arguing about the best way to do it. You won't find that here. The instructions are clear, and the trophies do exactly what they say. You know, unlike the trophy descriptions of Silent Hill F. I'm sorry to go off a tangent for 10 seconds, but you go read the descriptions for the trophies in Silent Hill F, and then come back to me and tell me if they make any sense. That said, there were two things about the trophy list that genuinely surprised me. First, new Secret Theater cutscenes were added to Delta. If you don't know, the original Snake Eater had a Secret Theater mode, a collection of completely unhinged parody cutscenes thrown wildly out of context. There's one where Snake fights the boss using rock, paper, scissors. The boss loses, goes into a psychosis, and throws a literal nuke at Snake. If what I just said didn't make you laugh, I don't know what to tell you. That was hilarious. Delta adds new Secret Theater cutscenes, but there's no trophy tied to unlocking any of them. Which is fine, they can only add so many trophies, and it's not like we can't find those videos online. I think they just wanted to keep the list as close as possible to the original challenges. Still, it's surprising that unlocking them isn't on the trophy list. The second surprise is Guy Savage. Again, for anyone who never played the original, Guy Savage is a secret unlockable minigame, a bloody hack and slash vampire hunter mode that confused players when it came out. The minigame was usually unlocked by a complete accident, and when that happened, people were genuinely confused. You'll still find internet forum posts ragging that their game was fake, that they were scammed, or that their game was broken. It just caught players off guard when it originally came out. The surprise here is that there's no trophies associated with the Guy Savage minigame, which isn't bad, but it is disappointing. Now onto the actual trophies themselves. Like I said, most of these are predictable and none of them are particularly hard. There's a trophy literally called Snake Eater. You're meant to eat a snake and you get the trophy. Another called A Good Man is Hard to Find, which requires you to get a camo index to 100%, which is much easier than it sounds. If you're lucky and you might even unlock it accidentally. Other trophies are just collectathons. Unlock all camos, unlock all face paints, and eat all food. Now, these are missable, which can be annoying, but the game is fairly short. Running through it again on easy difficulty isn't a big deal and doesn't take very long. You can cheese your way through the entire game with ease. You might even do it just because it's funny. But either way, there are two ways to do the collection trophies. Cheat and use a guide, or actually force yourself to explore the game. Snake Eater is an extremely linear game, but that never stopped it from having hidden surprises around every corner. The same idea goes for the Keratins and the Geckos, which are the frog and duck figurines. There are 64 of each, one in every area of the game. You'll need to hit all of them once, but you also get useful in-game rewards that help with future playthroughs, so it's smart to go after these early as possible. 64 of each figurine, 128 in all, that's a lot. I didn't feel bad getting the help. But the beauty here is, again, you're more than welcome to look around and find them at your own pace. Not to mention, some of them are hidden infamously in the game. Once again, look at old forum posts and you'll see people complaining about how difficult it is to spot some of them, even when players are told exactly where to find them. Now let's talk about the serious trophies, the endgame challenges. The big one is Fox Sound, which requires you to play basically perfectly, no kills, no deaths, no continues, no alerts, minimal injuries. Before we continue, I should mention that I am one of those players who achieved Fox Sound in the original version of Snake Eater, back when the game came out in 2004. The original version was significantly harder, due to hardware limitations and the fixed camera angles. I feel that's worth mentioning before we continue, that the Fox Sound trophy has been technically dumbed down since its original debut. As for how to obtain it in Delta, you can cheat a little by reloading autosaves. I'll leave it up to you whether that feels cheap or not. I did it. I don't feel bad about it. I mean, I do, but not enough to cry about it. I saved my tears for the endgame credits. But even then, avoiding kills during the boss fights can be tough, so there's still a challenge to strive for. Fox Sound should be the final trophy you go for. It's meant for players who feel like they've mastered the game, the mechanics, the routes, the camouflage system. With enough practice, you'll get there, and when that gold trophy finally pops, it'll feel great. There are one or two other trophies that are genuinely challenging, but to the game's credit, they're short challenges. What I mean is, if you're a trophy hunter, you've gotten that trophy that was hard only because it took hours of grinding. There's nothing like that here in Snake Eater. If you do run into an issue, the time sink to overcome it isn't draining. Even something like parrying all of the boss's CQC attacks might be tough, but realistically, you're looking at maybe 15 minutes of muscle memory. It won't destroy you. I like to wrap this up by saying one final thing about Delta's trophy system. Besides the challenge of actually getting the Platinum Trophy, there's nothing I love more than trophy names that make me laugh. When I was reading the trophy list in advance, and when they popped up on my screen, I chuckled a little. It's full of inside jokes and references. Completed the game unlocked, like a boss. Clearing the game without any kills is called Peace Walker, an obvious reference to another Metal Gear Solid game. If you knock someone out, you get Mama Said, which again, that's funny. I just really appreciate a trophy list with a sense of humor. That's it. Like, comment, and subscribe. I hope I don't see you next mission.